So we are at Animal Kingdom today. We are all tropical looking. Look at that. Here we are in our tropical attire. We are headed to Flight of Passage, which has a 40-minute wait. Unheard of. Unheard of. So.
Go look for that. What you do is you go up here and you'll get a sticker you put on your book and you can go to the next step. They did not have Pandora Land in the right? Yeah, they did. They did, but they had put it down. They did. We just didn't write it.
So, like I said, the last time we came was about a year after we went to Tennessee. We came back here with me because she was still working here. We had time to do the riverboat.
But I've only been here once, so I don't remember most of it. Is it right here, Greg?
Yeah, you can go either direction.
Oh. Okay.
But the boat ride, the Navi River Journey, is down there.
Yeah, okay.
No, we didn't.
I've done that one once.
We did this.
Yeah.
I think we're running out of time because they close so early here.
Right. Yeah, they do close really early here. Look at that. Yeah.
Uh-oh. What? We're stuck in the middle of something we don't want to be in.
I know, right? The restaurant's right there.
That's where they're going. Said unless that's where they're going. Yeah.
I've been here before, remember? I've been here before, I know better. A little better, right?
You may see leaving their cool lake-hanging trees in the water to feed on the banks of the Safi River. And wherever you are in the reserve at night, listen for the lion's roar, which can be heard from as far away as
For those
6
fuzzy-headed
miles.
birds.
Lions may sleep
The fuzzy-headed birds.
18 hours a day. They still prey on the hill trees and fertilize
Kilimanjaro Safari Once you're seated, look above you up there, you'll see a game spotting guide to help you identify the animals you might find out in the resort. Hopefully you'll get a chance to see a few of those. On the right side of the truck, watch your hands, arms, legs, feet, fingers, toes. Doors going to be sliding closed. Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Yeah, Rabuni. Welcome to Kilimanjaro Safaris. My name is Travis. I am going to be your game driver. Before you safari through the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. A few rules as we get started here. Rule number 1. I need everyone to remain seated at all times with their arms, legs, hands, feet inside the vehicle. As we will be going through some rough brush. Some of the bushes do have long thorns. We don't want to see anybody anybody get hurt. Rule number 2, please do not call to the animals. No clicks, no whistles, no kissing noises. Nothing that will encourage the animals to get up or come towards your truck. Especially giraffes. Don't get me wrong, I love giraffes. Rule number 3, take photos. Lots of photos. This is a photo safari. Have a put your camera on sport, action, or I suggest just video it. Then you can go back and take screenshots of the video. Much better pictures. Why? Roads are really bumpy, animals move around, and I can't stop for every animal. So you want a motion capture aspect about it. More importantly, hold over the camera. If you drop it over the side, we will all raise our hand and come alive as we continue on our way. You might get it back later today. You just not going to want to know what it looks like after a rider takes a few selfies with it, right? Alright, the first area we're coming into on the reserve is called the Little Luxury Forest. Animals you find in the forest have colors and markings to have them hide really well. Hopefully we get a chance to see something. Keep a lookout. Let's see what we can find. Oh, look up on the hillside over there to your right. There's an okapi standing up there. Okapis are sometimes thought to be relatives of the zebra because of its stripes, but is actually the only known relative of the giraffe. Shy and reclusive, though, okapis were not even discovered by the Western world until 1901. Sometimes referred to as forest giraffes, however. Next thing I'll point out, if you look up ahead of us here at the top of that hill, you'll see some bushes. In that bush, you'll see a big bird with the inside of a nest. And we got another one right here in front of us. These are saddle-bill storks. Saddle-bill storks can reach heights of up to 5 foot tall and have a wingspan of way over 6 feet. They also mate for life. This is the little fellow right here. The girls up in the nest there. Say hello to the happy couple.
Look behind you. That's cool. It's another stork, like we saw at the bird show.
Coming up on the left here, we're going to see a black rhino, or at least the good side of one. Black rhinos are actually small rhinos. They only weigh up to like 3,000 pounds. And they have a triangular shaped upper lip that they use sort of like a finger to pull up grass, pick leaves, put them out with it. Unfortunately, only like 5,000 black rhinos left in the wild. Been hunted nearly to extinction for their horns. Does anybody know what a rhino's horn is made out of? Not ivory. Hair, yes. Keratin, same stuff your hair and fingernails are made out of. Sweet. Full star. All right, then look, coming up over here on your right, way up the hillside, you're going to see my favorite antelope, bongos. They're so pretty. I love their color. Bongos are also known as the ghosts of the forest because they're really good about hiding when they want to. Now, both the male and the female bongo have horns that lead backward on their head, helps them get through the tangled underbrush in the forest really quickly. And then coming up over here on the left, you're going to see this lighter color antelope. This is a greater kudu. Greater kudu are the second largest antelopes in Africa. They can weigh as much as 750 pounds, stand about 6 feet at the shoulder. Not only the male kudu will carry horns, but they are walkers and don't really hang out with the herds that much. All right, we're going to head over to the Safari River now, which is always a good place to look for animals, you know, near a river. We'll see some pink-backed pelicans here. Pink-backed pelicans get their name because during mating season, the feathers on the back will turn pink. They nest in colonies, and both the male and the female pelicans will build and tend to their nests. Oh. Guys, see that stuff floating in the water here? That is hippo poop. Or as we call it now, fish food. Seriously? Circle of life stuff on there. Hippos go out at night, eat grass and shrubs, come back, food with their feed the fish. Then you eat the fish. Just saying. Facts. Facts. Hippos, unfortunately, are the most dangerous wild animal in Africa. And that's because they're super territorial. And they are the #1 killer of humans in Africa as well. I see balloons, but I don't see no hippos. There's one. Now, I can weigh as much as 5,000 pounds. You can hold his breath between 5 and 8 minutes. They do sleep on the bottom of the river, though. They'll rise up, take a breath, sink back to the bottom the whole time while they're asleep. And hippos don't swim, they're just buoyant. So they walk, run, and glide along the bottom of the river. Look at demonstration right there. See it? Just walking along the bottom.
Yeah.
Oh, and then look to your left. No crocodiles. Now crocodiles can live to be about 40 years old and have an average about 18 feet in length. You might see some laying around with their mouths open occasionally. That's how they regulate their body temperature by expelling heat out of their mouths. They do have a jaw closing pressure of around 2,000 pounds per square inch, which will crush the bones of its prey. But a non-crocodile only eats, on average, about once a week. They can go several months without eating anything at all.
Not far.
Coming up on the right here, we're going to see a baobab tree. Now, baobabs are also referred to as upside-down trees. It doesn't look like its roots are coming out the top of it. It only gets leaves about 3 months out of a year, but during that time it'll store huge amounts of water into a trunk, like tens of thousands of gallons. And during the dry season, you'll see animals like elephants, rhinos, or others tearing at the bark of it to get the water that's inside it. And for that reason, also known as the tree of life. Now the savanna is created by the animals that live here. Giraffe are our pruners. They keep the leaves turned up really nice and high for us. But you know, when the giraffe comes too high for an elephant just come along and push the tree over. And when the elephant are done, elephant will move in and clean up the remainder of the tree. So in a balanced system, there's always plenty of food. So the first animals we're going to talk about up here are these gray ones there under the trees. Those are white bearded wildebeest. Part of the largest migration of animals left on Earth. About 1.5 million wildebeest migrated across the African steppe region. Also known as new. That's the sound they make.
Here's one coming up on the roadside. Is this how the truck moves?
In a situation of fight or flight, they will fight. They'll use their horns as weapons to defend themselves and their herd. And the large columns of earth here, these are termite mounds, hard as concrete. Elephants love to use good termite mounds as scratch because termites are actually pretty good engineers. They build these columns so that when the air blows by the mound, it gets sucked inside, circulating throughout, keeps the inside the mounds. And then if you look up on the hillside in front of us, there's a Maasai. There's one walking around over there too. Now we know these are Maasai giraffe because they have that irregular shaped pattern on their coat, as opposed to like a reticulated Rothschild or even Nubian giraffes, which have blocky, square, or rectangular patterns on their coats. How many people knew there were different types of giraffe? Oh, look at that! Most of us are something. Sweet. So we know which color for a giraffe. A tower. Isn't that fun? A tower of giraffes. Giraffe get up to 20 foot tall. However, when they're born, they've already started life at around 6 foot tall. And 15 minutes after birth, baby giraffes can be standing and walking with their towers. Does anybody know how many vertebrae in a giraffe's neck? Okay, do you know how many vertebrae in your own neck? 7. Let's go with 7. All mammals have 7 vertebrae in the neck, including you and the giraffe. Why is the giraffe's tongue black? Some people say it's purple.
Melanin?
It's sunblock. Sunblock. They keep that tongue out of their mouth most of the day, whether they're chewing on their own cud or actually eating leaves, so they develop the way to keep getting sunburned. They're actually born with that dark tongue. Do what now? I'm sorry. They do not. No. They're not ruminants. There will be stuff on the hillside there. Oh, we got another one here. Oh, perfect. I do have a public service announcement about giraffes. Don't ever let a giraffe lick you. Ew. Nasty, viscous, sticky fluid in their mouth. Now it's there because it helps them breathe, and I got a demonstrator up here. See these bushes? These are acacia. Giraffe love acacia. And look at the branches though. They're covered in thorns. But a giraffe will actually wrap its tongue around one of these thorny branches. That viscous fluid in its mouth will help protect its tongue from getting pricked. But it's sticky, so all the leaves stick to the side of the tongue. It just yanks the tongue back inside of its head and strips the branch of all of its leaves. Tongues are prehensile, though. They can actually use them to pick individual leaves off the tree if they wanted to. And the average length of a giraffe's tongue, about 18 inches or 1.5 feet, and they can stick it out of its mouth. And then I want to bring your attention over here to the right. You'll see some animals with really big horns. Those are Ankole cattle. Ankole cattle are also known as the Watusi cattle, after the Watusi people who were the first to domesticate them. Their horns can get up to about 4 feet in length, and they're hollow, but they do pump blood through them, have some dispersed heat through the body. They basically carry around their own personal radiators.
By that time it's over with.
I can say so much right now.
As an elephant. It's laying down. You see it?
Yeah.
It's called camouflage. Bull elephant there.
Yeah, so he's laying down.
Oh, look over here, mandrills. Mandrills are the largest monkeys. Males can weigh as much as 100 pounds. You can always distinguish a male mandrill, though. It's the one with the blue and red markings on its nose and its bottom. Isn't they cute? You see this? elephant a little better. Ah, there he is. Just snoozing. Sleeping.
Dead on a rod.
Now, elephants do form herds, but herds will consist only of female and the young. You would never. Elephant tusk marks to the clay around us here. Elephants actually eat clay. It gives them minerals they don't get from just eating plants. And an elephant will carry her young for about 22 months, almost 2 years. And when it's born, weighs around 300 pounds. Elephants communicate using a low rumble that's actually below the ability of humans to hear it, called infrasound. An elephant can hear it up to 10 miles away through its feet. Actually feels the vibration of that rumble in the ground. There's the whole herd back of birds wore leather collars around the neck, recording devices attached to them to record the low rumble that it makes. And 2 things come out of that study that I found very intriguing. One, they discovered that elephants have high language. Now, humans have high language because we use complete sentences when we talk to one another so that we understand and comprehend what we're trying to say. What they discovered is that elephants use that same syntax, meaning that elephants use complete sentences to talk to each other, which I find fascinating. But they also discovered elephants are afraid of bees. I don't mean they're scared of bees. I mean like they are mice, that is. I mean they won't go near them. They completely avoid them. Yeah, it's going to be kind of hard. But we got some greater flamingo here in front of us. Greater flamingo are the lightest pink of all flamingo. They get their pink coloring from eating brine shrimp and other crustaceans that are full of beta-carotene. Now, baby flamingos, when they first hatch, are gray and fuzzy, with fuzz balls with legs. They lose that fuzz after a few weeks. However, they will not lose all of the gray coloring until they're around 2 years old. So if you see any of those out there still have gray on their legs, heads, or necks, that would be some of last season's chicks. Does anybody know what you call a group of flamingo? A flamboyant. A flamboyant flamingo. All right, we're going to head into a little different ecosystem now. Animals we find in this environment.
I ain't touching that one.
They just like to be a little more reclusive. So they'll hang out in the wooded areas around the edges of the savanna. Good example of that would be these guys. These are white rhinos. More specific, these are southern white rhinos. White rhinos get their name from the Afrikaans word "white," meaning wide, referring to his broad, square mouth. Of course, the English arrived and misunderstood the word, so that's how we ended up with white rhinos instead of white rhinos. Here's one of our babies here. Now, white rhinos can weigh as much as 5,000 pounds. They can charge at speeds of up to 35 miles an hour. Have really bad eyesight, though. Don't ever sneak up on a rhino. Always let them know you're coming. Bang a drum, which is weird, I know, but still, you want to be sure that they know that you were there. And notice how rhinos' ears are independent of each other. They can turn them independently. That's because they have the bad eyesight. They use their ears and turn it towards where they think sound's coming from, so they can keep an eye out on what's coming up and following where the location of the sound is. They look up on the hillside. It's a cheetah. Cheetahs are the fastest land mammals. They can run in speeds of up to 70 miles an hour for a short spurt. They also have that very long, thick, heavy tail they use sort of like a rudder when they chase their prey. Helps them maintain their balance and make sharp turns. If you haven't seen it yet, look in the green grass for a spotted log with a head sticking up.
He's laying right there. You can barely see him. Right there. Look, right there.
Cheetahs also do not retract their claws. Just like dogs, they keep their claws out at all times. It's just like dogs.
Yeah, me too.
Cheetahs bark.
Yeah.
There's another one laying back over there.
And there's another one all the way in the back. Up against
So
the
these are
fence.
triplets.
You see it?
They're all girls from the same litter. And the one we saw back over there is part of a set of twins. Another litter, same thing. They're all girls. We're going to get to see the newest pride on the reserve. They're about 2 years old now. A lion's will form a pride, usually consisting of just the one male, or female. You
see it?
The female must be hunting for a lion pride. And they do exactly what they're doing right there. They just kind of hang out, lay around, and sleep 20 plus hours a day. Now the question is, how many do you see? Because I see 3. Excuse me. See the other 2 now? Here's the male.
See the male?
100 years ago, there were over 200,000 lions roaming the savannas of Africa. Today, there are less than 20,000 left in the wild. Mostly due to habitat destruction, but also partly due to human encroachment through their roaming territory, which is cutting out the diversity between the different prides. A couple of dozen chicken eggs and weighs about 3 pounds. Makes a really good omelet, though. Actually makes a number of
like $30.
Now, ostriches are community nesters, meaning that the dominant male and female will make a nest and take turns sitting on it. But all the other fertile eggs that are laid by the other female ostriches in the group will come over and lay it, sell the milk and cheese, make money from the reserve, and also help the economy of the village. These are Nigerian dwarf coats. And that yellow box hanging right there, that is a beehive fence. Farmers use beehive fencing to keep elephants away. As I said earlier, elephants are afraid of bees. So by putting beehive fencing around their property, the farmers keep the elephants from destroying their livestock fencing, trampling their crops, or even eating their crops. As the beehives have been such a success on the farms that villages are now putting beehives around their villages to encourage the elephants to go around the village instead of through it, which is cutting down the confrontations that were occurring when elephants just kind of wandered through the village. And anything we can do to cut down on the competition between humans and elephants is always a good thing for the elephants. Plus, humans get to sell that honey, so win-win-win. Now, we are coming up to the warden's post up ahead, which is where I will be dropping you off. From there, it is just a short hike back to the Harambe village. Now, when you get back to the village, talk to some of the vendors there. If you have any interest in donating to the Wildlife Conservation Fund, every dollar you contribute is matched dollar for dollar and helps wildlife and wild places around the world. The fund currently helps to pay for protectors for white rhinos. I also suggest you visit the Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail. Now, that name suggests you might find some western lowland gorillas on the trail, maybe even some meerkats. There's underwater viewing for hippos, breeding zebra, which are zebras that are white with black stripes. Bird sanctuary. Oh, and the whole reason for going on the trail, Beckett mole rats. There it is, so cute, little tiny things.
The construction walls are up at DinoLand. It's going to be tropical Americas. Comet Crasher.
I would do it. I'll show them your little lasers or whatever.
Still stuff there, but it's all closed off so we can't get to it.
I'm not going to say that.
It's all kind of behind walls now. And then there's some a Triceratops spin left. You can't see it.
Donald can stay over here, that's a plus.
What's that?
Donald stay over here, that's a plus.
That's good.
That was my feelings though, because they used to be my favorite.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's some of the demolition equipment. Sadder than I thought I would be. You know, I didn't spend a lot of time here, but it is always sad to see something like this go. This Tyrannosaurus is still in business, but I'm sure that will be gone soon too. The Restaurantosaurus. They have primordial booze. Beer. So it must be in there. The dinosaur is up here. The dinosaur is still here, and it's going to be for a while. Yeah.
I said my dad did he worked in the parking lot at Hollywood Studios for a year, and then he was a bus driver in and out of Animal Kingdom Magic Kingdom for
So once they do shut this down, they're going to reconfigure it into the Indiana Jones. It's similar to the one at Disneyland. The track is already that way. They'll just retheme the building. But it won't be the same. It won't be the same as the one in California.